think it's getting my head around it was getting my head around the idea of like, well, what does an online PT look like, and what are the benefits of that? So I think it took a little bit of time for me to get my head round, and but actually, I think what was really key was us spending some time together. We had we had a couple of calls, didn't we, where we chatted about my goals, and and I felt that we really clicked, and I really resonated with sort of your values as well. What was important to you. It wasn't just about short term quick wins. It was about making lifestyle changes. It was about doing something that wasn't just about how you looked. It was about how you felt. It was the whole piece. I think that you're a family guy as well. I think there's the family values, all that sort of stuff's important to you, and I felt we resonated. And actually, yes, of course, it was an investment, and it has been an investment. But it didn't take a lot of me to really twig through that. Actually, in the grand scheme of things, this is an investment in me, in my future, in sort of creating that step change in my physique, but also my fitness and my health and my diet, that's going to increase my health span for years, and have a massive impact. So yeah, it's been massively impactful for me. And yeah, it took a bit of getting my head round. Um, and I guess I wanted to qualify it properly and make sure that I was comfortable, because if I was going to jump in, I wanted to be all in. I didn't want to go in and be like half baked with it. But actually, I think the thing that really impressed me was the fact that you were asking for as much commitment from me. And actually, I think what was clear was that you weren't just after quick wins either. And you were very much like, look, I only want to work with people who are committed. I want to work with people who are up for this. And there's no point lying on your stats, because we're just kidding ourselves, right? And I really like that. I really like that, because it's like it means something to you as well as me. It's not just it's about who you partner with, and you need to feel it. And I remember me saying to you, commitment's not going to be an issue, because I'm a very disciplined, committed person. I hold myself accountable. Whether it's work, other forms of personal development, but deep down, I also appreciate what I know and what my expertise is, and what it's not. And ultimately, I think understanding what your strengths are, but then being prepared to invest in getting expertise to help you on other things, I think is really, really important. Because yeah, I could have probably read a book, but yeah, would that really have had the same impact? No, it wouldn't. It would have been a complete waste of time. It's about investing in yourself, but investing in an expert who can guide you. Because for me, it was about just not knowing what to do. I'd tried. I'd never really made it a step change in my fitness, in my physique, and clearly I have, right, in the last 6 months. I mean, it's been a game changer, mate, and I've loved it.
Yeah, and I flashed on some pictures on the screen of Nick's transformation, and it's, as I say, it's rather impressive. He wasn't lying when he said he was an all-in person at the beginning, and he has been extremely committed. And Nick's an example of someone who comes in and gives everything is 100%,
Mm.
which I saw from our first conversation. So I was keen to get him on board because I know what that type of character, the all-in type of character, I know what's possible.
Yeah,
And now we're at a point where you're 49, you've got a six pack, you just came back from a holiday with your sons. But like your sons are also in actually very good shape as well.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like you guys are like a pretty solid family, a very fit family now. So
yeah.
very very impressed by your by
Cheers, mate. Well, it's been a partnership, hasn't it?